I'm 69 years old. And for most of my life, there was one voice louder than my own. It wasn't my parents. It wasn't my boss. It wasn't even fear. It was a simple sentence that followed me everywhere. What will people think? I never said it out loud, but it decided everything. When I was young, I thought that sentence meant dignity. I thought caring about what people thought meant I was responsible, mature, put together. That's how adults lived, or so I believed. So every decision I made went through the same filter. Not is this right for me, but does this look right to others? I chose jobs that made sense on paper. I stayed quiet in conversations where my heart wanted to speak. I stayed longer than I should have in places, roles, relationships, because leaving would raise questions. I didn't want questions. I didn't want questions. Questions felt dangerous. People respected me. They called me steady, reliable, level headed. From the outside, my life looked clean, orderly, correct. And for a long time, I mistook that for happiness. Here's something no one tells you when you're younger: living for approval doesn't feel like fear. It feels like discipline. It feels like being reasonable. That's why it's so hard to notice. I remember being in my 30s, standing at a crossroads, nothing dramatic, no crisis, just a quiet choice. One path felt alive but uncertain. The other felt safe and explainable. I asked myself the question I always asked: what will people think if I choose this? I already knew the answer, so I chose the other path. And I told myself I was being smart. That became my pattern. Every time something inside me wanted to move, I checked how it would look first. And slowly, without realizing it, I trained myself not to listen inward. By the time I was in my 40s, I had stopped asking what I wanted, not consciously. It just faded. I was good at playing my role, and roles come with applause, but they don't come with fulfillment. Here's a quiet truth I learned much later: people's opinions are loud when you're young because your own voice isn't strong yet. So you borrow theirs. At 60, something strange happened. People stopped watching, not suddenly, just gradually. The same people I worried about impressing were busy with their own lives. They weren't judging me. They weren't thinking about me at all. And that's when it hit me. I had lived decades trying to manage an audience that eventually left the room. I don't blame anyone. No one forced me. I chose it. I chose comfort over honesty, image over instinct, approval over alignment. And I did it politely, respectfully, quietly, which made it harder to see the cost. If you're younger than me, especially under 30, listen carefully. People will always have opinions. If you succeed, they'll question how. If you change, they'll wonder why. If you stay, they'll say you played it safe. You cannot win their silence. So don't make it your goal. Here's what I know. At 69, the question, what will people think, never leads you toward yourself. It only leads you toward permission. And permission is something no one ever fully gives. I'm not angry about my life, but I do feel something close to sadness when I realize how many choices I made just to avoid discomfort in other people. Because because discomfort passes, but a life not lived honestly stays with you. If I could say one thing to my younger self, it would be simple. People will think something no matter what you do, but you are the one who has to live with it. So choose the life that feels true when no one is watching, because one day That's all that will be left. If this resonated with you, leave a comment and tell me, what decision are you making right now based on what others might think. You still have time. I didn't realize that until I was almost out of it.